Greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, Brother Jack Angry, bringing you another edition of Movie Night Live from the Monastery of Mayhem, along with the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. And this is cut. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, Brother Jack Angry, bringing you another edition of Movie Night Live from the Monastery of Mayhem, deep in the bowels of Omaha, Nebraska, along with the Angry Brothers, Omaha Rama. And tonight's movie, you know, we're going to bring you a little something different. We're actually going to bring you a never-aired, rarely seen pilot for a revamp of the TV series by Sid and Marty Krofft called Electra and Dyna. Now this was done in 2000 and it stars Markie Post. You know, after watching this, I mean, you're going to see that this was done with a healthy dose of absolute snark, which does make it rather enjoyable to watch. I mean, there's a lot of really great things about this. And, you know, Markie Post is not bad to look at. And as you know, to give you a little history, Electra and Dyna was a Saturday morning TV show. It ran about from 1976 to 1978 in that era. And it was produced by Sid and Marty Krofft, the sibling team who brought you such great shows as H&R Puffin Stuff, Lidsville, Land of the Lost, Dr. Shrinker, you know, the Krofft Superpower Hour and things like that. Captain Cool and the Kongs, as it were, you know, and many more. I mean, Sid and Marty Krofft, when you look up the phrase Saturday morning's children's television in the dictionary, and you're going to see their pictures, you know, right maybe next to Bugs Bunny, but they've brought some really great TV programming. I mean, Brother Jack grew on it. I can recall a lot of Saturday mornings. Me and Brother James would be camped out in front of the TV, you know, with our big bowls of cereals and our peanut butter waffle sandwiches, you know, before the parental units were up, you know, before Mummy would be up, and we would watch these shows, and they'd usually run from about 7 in the morning till about 10, 11, and then you'd start getting like the Wide World of Sports on some networks, and you know, the Sportings and Panorama and Kaleidoscope and those Saturday mid-morning news shows and talk shows, you know, along with the other dose of Saturday morning cartoons. You know, you had your Scooby-Doo, you had your Super Friends, you had your you know, Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner and Porky Pig and all that. I mean, great. It brings back a lot of memories. Now, and as I said, the Electra and Dyna, the original series, which everybody saw on Saturday morning TV, which I believe aired on ABC, if I'm not mistaken, that starred Deirdre Hall and Judy Strangis as Laurie and Judy, a pair of female reporters who worked for a magazine called Newsmakers magazine, and you know, they had these secret identities as two superheroines, spandex wearing superheroines, extremely tight spandex wearing superheroines, you know, named Electra and Dyna. They had no superpowers per se. I mean, they were a couple of ordinary peoples, but they wore these computers on their wrists called electrocoms, and they could shoot energy beams or have magnetic rays, or you know, you could get they could get any type of information they wanted on anybody or anything just by talking into it and asking a question, which, you know, kind of sounds like smartphones. You know, it only took 25 years, but we've got that shit. I mean, you could walk around now with your little cell phone, you know, pull up Google, type in whatever you need to know, and there it is, right at your fingertips. So, I mean, it's not too far off of what they had what they showed back in 1976. Although I'm still waiting for fucking flying cars, you know. Where are my flying cars? Feel kind of cheated here, people. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of you out there going, hey, where the fuck are the flying cars? We didn't get our flying cars. We didn't get our helpful robots. Although, you know, they're working on that. That one's actually coming. But anyway, the premise of the Electra Woman Dyna Girl TV series, at least the one that was run on ABC, was these two reporters, Lori and Judy, have these secret identities as superheroines, Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, and they have a secret lair under Lori's house called Electra Base, and they have their sidekick slash butler, you know, it's like the nondescript Alfred type, you know, Professor Heflin, played by a very good character actor who was quite popular through the really through the 50s, 60s, 70s, into the 80s. I believe he passed away in the mid-80s, Norm Alden. You can also look him up. He has also did a lot of cartoon voiceover work, particularly things like the original Super Friends, the Transformers, G.I. Joe, the Thundercats, Silverhawks. He was tied up with all of those projects. I mean, very, very prolific voice actor. And another little bit of trivia, Judy Strangis, who played Dyna Girl, actually went on, she was the duster girl for Dodge. They used to run in like the mid-70s, from like 75 to 78. They would run these mean Mary Jean commercials. They had the little tough girl and the pigtails and the little Daisy Dukes and the little cut-off shirt, you know, touting the, you know, the durability and drivability of the Plymouth Duster automobile, and that was Judy Strangis. So she did a lot of voiceover work too. You know, Google her. I happened to listen to her on a podcast. I believe it was Comic Book Express podcast, and she did this really great interview. Wonderful at the time, a really wonderful actress, and she was also famous for Room 222 and a lot of character work. She did a lot of character work through the 70s and into the 80s. She retired, I believe, like in the mid-90s, if you know, to go on to do charity work and, you know, to raise a family. And I believe she was married in like 1980, in the 80s some point, you know, so we wish her well. And, you know, I would love to have her on the show. She was asked about this unaired pilot, and her response was less than stellar, but considering the snark factor and, you know, they did do quite a foray into adult humor. I mean, Lori, aka Electra Woman, played by Markie Post, talking about, you know, Wonder Woman's big fake tits and all of that, I mean, and talking about how her ex-husband stole her favorite vibrator and things like that. I mean, when I was watching it, I kind of did, you know, that, you know, it's like, huh? I had to give that a WTF moment, but it's a great little unaired pilot. I mean, I would have liked to have seen it gone somewhere, and I wish Sid and Marty Krofft had actually, you know, gotten somebody to pick it up. I mean, nowadays with Roku, you know, all of the independent stuff, I can't believe that we can't get this picked up and maybe go with it. But Legend Pictures, from what I understand, is shooting a revamped Electra Woman and Dyna Girl series up in Vancouver with two actresses I never heard of, but I've seen some publicity photos and it does look pretty good. I mean, you know, good-looking girls, tight spandex costumes, you know, a lot of kick-ass action and hopefully some skin, you know. Brother Jack can't really ask for anything more than that. Now, you know, and speaking of, you know, skin and hot-looking girls and spandex, last week we just went to the first annual Congregation Convention, and I'm sure you've seen the show we put up and posted about that. We interviewed some really wonderful cosplayers, including the absolutely gorgeous Lacey Papazis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You know, the wonderful Kelly Danger from Candle Cosplay. We interviewed Lacey Neal, Miss Steampunk World, or Miss World Steampunk, and really stunning girl, really all of them. And we also interviewed the official mascot and public face of the Congregation Convention April rally at the convention, and all of them wonderful people. And we want to give a big shout out to the organizers and chairs of that convention, Jim Morrison and CJ America Bergner. Got it right that time, CJ. You know, great, you know, give them nothing but props. And next year, when this hopefully rolls around again, you're definitely going to want to go see it. And you can see us on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of May at the Comic-Con convention, which is located just across the river in Council Bluffs at the Mack Center. And the Angry Brothers are going to be there. We're going to be kind of roaming about, interviewing people, interviewing cosplayers, you know, try to maybe interview some of the celebrity guests if we can figure out how to get around the security. And, you know, we'll be sneaking and peeking all over the place. And, you know, we may even run into a certain other red-headed loser. Coattail rider, public disgrace. Anyway, Brother Jack's still a little congested, you know, damn spring allergies. But anyway, we're going to get to the tonight's feature, which is the unaired pilot for the revamp of Electra Woman and Dyna Girl from 2001, starring Markie Post, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. Enjoy.
Electra Woman?
You can call me Electra, honey.
Electra Woman and Dyna must be a word for feeling like a raging sea. Must be
She here yet?
In all her glory.
No, you idiot. Not the January fold-out Electra Woman. She isn't on here.
Can have my name?
Daisy! Did the homecoming committee drop Electra from the list?
Oh.
Have a good time. The invite came back. Why didn't you mention this to me before?
Because you're a freshman and not officially on the committee. Because you were the only one who wanted her. And P.S., Electra Woman never even graduated.
Electra Woman's chosen to live out of the public eye.
Whatever.
She has saved hundreds, maybe thousands of lives.
Judy.
What?
Chill. The Alumni Awards ceremony isn't until halftime tomorrow. And Southwest flies every hour to Vegas.
Is that the watch I gave you for Christmas?
Yes, Griffin.
I made a few modifications.
Book me a window seat. And no, you can't come.
Dow Southwest.
They're serving halibut at the luncheon.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Aquaman. Please, use my meal card at the cafeteria.
Thanks.
Woman. What have you done with her? Oh, gee, come on in.
Electra awesome. Electra awesome. Electra awesome.
Oh my God! You're her! You're Electra woman!
You can call me Lori. And I haven't changed that much. Have I?
I'm pretty sure you didn't used to smell like cigarettes and macaroni and cheese.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Judy Pope. I'm representing the UCLA Homecoming Committee. You didn't open up your invitation.
Oh, I thought it was some sort of student loan bill or something. So you just trotted your cute little collegiate fanny all the way out here just to hand deliver, huh?
Yeah, I thought... What happened to you? You're a super heroine. How can you be trailer trash?
Oh, they don't pay you to save the world, honey. The money's in endorsements. Flash is making a fortune off those FedEx ads. And my ex-husband took off with my bank book, my car, a good vibrator, my wigs. Yippee, free towing.
Electra woman, you just don't stop being a superhero.
Huh. Look, honey, hard as it may be to fathom, the world didn't want me anymore. I was never superhuman or superpowered. I was never as interesting as Superman.
But-
I mean, come on, face it. Technically, the guy's an alien, right?
Yeah, but...
Batman, he's got that whole gothic thing. Wonder Woman, better tits. Fake, but fabulous.
Well, that's exactly why I pretended to be you. You were human. You were...
Young. So this whole scavenger hunt thing is not just about the alumni deal, right? Ferris wheel? Damn, I remember you.
You do?
Yes. Your parents were out of their minds, but you were so brave. Bucktooth, but brave.
Look, why don't you fly with me tomorrow to UCLA?
Gee, why don't we sleep on it? Look, Judy, no one wants to see Electra Woman as a solo act.
Well, no problem. Take Dyna Girl. What's she been up to?
Oh, probably still blowing my ex-husband.
Oh.
Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. What did you think of the revamped pilot for Electra Woman and Dyna Girl so far? I mean, did you see the scene where Aquaman shows up and he's complaining that they're serving halibut at this high school reunion dinner that he's a part of? So the gal who later becomes the new Dyna Girl, Judy is her name. I don't know the name of the actress that plays her. She has to give him her card for the cafeteria because they don't serve fish. Well, you know, Aquaman eating fish, that would kind of be like, well, that would kind of be like, Superman eating Kryptonians or something, or I don't know. You know, sorry, I was a little stuck for a comparison there. But it was a nice little workaround to show Aquaman in this. And if you kind of caught the little bit at the checkout counter at the restaurant where Lori and Judy are having dinner, you see the Flash come in, pick up his order, and then zoom off, which I thought was cool. I mean, also, what did you think of the snark factor? I mean, Lori talking about Superman, you know, being technically an alien, and, you know, Batman having the whole gothic thing going on, and, you know, the Flash making all this money from his endorsements of FedEx, and Wonder Woman, you know, talking about Wonder Woman's, you know, big Wonder Woman's fake tits, you know, not being as good as hers, bigger, but not as good. You know, I mean, just a lot of really, really great snark in this. And, you know, and what did you think of the, the little speech she gives when they're right before the trailer gets repossessed, you know, talking about how Dyna Girl ended up, you know, blowing Lori's ex-husband and breaking up her marriage, and that little awkward moment where Judy asked, you know, where is Dyna Girl? And Lori piped up, well, probably still blowing my ex-husband. You know, all we can describe that as is awkward. You know, great moment though. I mean, I laughed when I watched this the first time. I just about fell out of my chair laughing. And, you know, talking about losing everything, you know, all of her endorsements, her money, her favorite vibrator, and all of that. And then the trailer gets pulled out and they go sailing out that window, you know, and then when she uses the Electra to fire that laser beam and blows a hole in the head of the little Dyna girl stand up, you know, it's like, so, you know, little, just a little touches throughout the whole thing, you know, and the scene in the motel, you know, where Judy's hiding all the little liquor bottles and Laurie's sniffing them out like a bloodhound, a quite expert bloodhound as a matter of fact. And let's face it, in 2001, Markie Post still looked pretty good. She had just gotten some cosmetic surgery done, i.e. boob job, and you know, the girls were looking quite well from what I remember. I remember doing Night Court in The Fall Guy, and you know, she did a stint on, she did an episode of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Now that was a great fucking show, people. That's a wonderful show. I mean, Aaron Gray in those tight disco outfits got me through puberty, you know. But, you know, I digress. You know, and Sid and Marty Krofft have been interviewed in regards to this, and they won't say much in regards to this pilot. I think it was made on a totally speculative, you know, a speculative bent. They may have been looking to do... Now, 2000, the age of the big reboots, revamps, and remakes hadn't really started. I mean, there had been only a few in 2001. It wasn't until later that we totally took that and ran off the goddamn end of the earth with it. You know, nowadays they're remaking everything, you know, and revamping it and reimagining it and all this other shit, you know. I'm looking for the revamp and remake and reimagining of Mad Max. That's going to be coming out shortly. So we'll all be looking for that. I mean, who here hasn't seen the Avengers yet? You know, it's like, Brother Jack was thinking about catching him, you know, this weekend, but I'm debating. I don't know if I want to sit in a cramped up theater with a bunch of screaming little fanboys and, you know, a bunch of other people that haven't really figured out the operation of a soap and a wash rag. But, you know, that's Brother Jack. I mean, he may just wait till the whole damn thing comes out on Netflix or on Roku or something. Or, you know, I may just, you know, get into the Pirate Bay and let my fingers do the walking and find a copy there. Yes, when you care enough to steal the very best. But again, that is just totally in parody. We do not endorse piracy of any video, any movies, any otherybody else's work. We do not endorse piracy of that. We would prefer to wait and pay for it like everyone else. You look, are they buying it? I didn't think so. Well, we tried. But anyway, back to Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. I mean, even though this is only like about a 14-minute pilot, you know, I would have loved to have seen some of the outtakes of this. You know, definitely worth watching and definitely worth downloading. And I'm surprised it's made it on YouTube this long, but, you know, I wish we could get a hold of Markie Post to get her comments and thoughts on that. You know, she'd probably just tell me I'm a son of a bitch and hang up on me. But, you know, we're going to do some research on that. See if we can actually get her to do like a phone interview or maybe a Skype thing. We'll set up the little computer and screen and have her Skype to us and tell us all about that. And I'll be willing to bet some of the outtakes were probably pretty hilarious too. My only complaint about it, they didn't bring back Professor Heflin. I mean, I would have liked to have seen them worked him in somewhere, but, you know, for what it was what it was. It was a nice attempt. I think if they'd have put a little more work into it, I don't know what kind of budget they were working with. Everybody's been kind of, you know, it's like, oh, we don't want to say anything about this, you know. We don't want to we're not involved with it. We had nothing to do with it. You know, like Electra Woman and Dyna Girl is such a sacred cow that nobody wants to say anything? Come on, people. I mean, it was a great little bit. I mean, you know, the snark factor was right off the freaking chain, but hey, I like snark, you know. Snark and me are best friends, you know. I use snark all the time. I mean, if you're watching this show, you've probably figured that out by now, and if not, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is your damage, numbnuts? But anyway, we're going to get back to the conclusion of the unaired pilot from 2001 of Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, starring Markie Post, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. Enjoy. Where did I put that popcorn? I think I'm going to go make a waffle sandwich. That sounds pretty good. Peanut butter and waffles. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Well, I'm going to go get that done, so you all enjoy, and I'm heading to the kitchen.
I guess I'm pretty lucky. Only a few people know Electra Woman's true identity.
Yeah! Right. You, my parents, the Lakers. Ah! Discriminating readers of Judd.
Must have missed that issue.
Think I'll skip the bikini wax. Bathroom's yours.
Use up all the towels. I booked us a gig, a jewelry superstore.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on, wake up. We have an hour to get there. We'll do a little meet and greet, and then we'll go right to the airport.
Who hit you with a perky stick? Why do you care so damn much about my life?
I'm returning the favor.
Electric lady and diner girl.
Free ice water. I am so sorry. They had the biggest ad under jewelry in the yellow pages.
Aren't you having fun?
Well, I'd be having more fun if the leotard wasn't creeping into my secret places.
Guns.
Electra! What are you doing? Go and save the tank!
Hero saved the day.
I'm a superhero!
The security guard's got it covered.
I can't believe I was so wrong about you. Damn it!
Hey, Blondie! You picked the really wrong day for this.
I'm holding a gun. Big gun.
Oh, please, I've had bigger things than that up my...
Surrender! Evildoer!
I have goosebumps.
that.
Huh. What do you know? The public awaits.
My 15 minutes of fame. Not like 15 seconds, but...
You know, honey, I don't want to sound too, you know, sincere. But thanks. Guess we missed a football game.
Oh, that's okay. The team's terrible.
Yeah, well, most teams are till they've been together a while.
Surprisingly, there's been no sign of either Electra Woman or Dyna Girl following this incident.
I can't believe you waited 2 weeks to come clean.
Don't tell anyone.
You know your secret identity's safe with me. DG. Hey, Jude. You don't still have that sweet-looking costume, do you?
No, I left it in Vegas. Why?
No reason.
Hello? I bet I can guess which one of you is Feldman.
Honey, wait!
Hey, hi!
What are you doing here? Well, I mean, I'm happy to see you, but why didn't you call?
Oh, Tahoe. Pleasure swing. Russell Crowe. Well, at least he said he was. Anyways, long story. I got your costume dry cleaned.
My?
Yeah, and I also have some things for you to sign here. It's,
You want me to be Dyna Girl?
Oh, honey, you already are.
This is so hot. I pulled some clippings, possible cases. Your arch nemesis, Glitter Rock, is out on parole. Look at you. Hey, I didn't know your mom was in the house. Actually, this is my friend Lori.
Hi, Rumi.
Rumi?
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention. I'm going to finish my degree in fashion design, maybe join the chess club. Could crash here.
Daisy, can I talk to Lori in private?
You better talk to her very slowly.
Okay. So, Lori, I would be honored to be your Dyna Girl. Really honored. But you can't stay here. You're naked again.
You think your roommate would mind if I borrowed some of her underwear?
Oh, I think she'd want you to keep them. Look, Lori, I can fix this. I can find you a Electra cave or something. I mean, we could be a team. I can...
Peachy wine coolers. Okay, let's toast to us.
Okay, 2 words, 12 steps. Let's toast with Snapple.
Back, faithful followers. What did you think of that? The unaired pilot for the revamp of Electra Woman and Dyna Girl from 2001, starring Markie Post. So what all did you think of that? I mean, doesn't it bring back memories of your childhood? I mean, you know, I know it does. It did. You know, the whole Electra Woman and Dyna Girl thing did bring back a lot of memories for me. And we're going to, you know, we're going to run some clips from one of the new. One of the current Electra Woman and Dyna Girls from 1976, starring Deidre Hall and Judy Stranges, just to give you a little bit of a comparison here. Because let's face it, this TV is just, you can't make TV like that these days. I mean, with all the slick CGI and, you know, it's like, and all that, and all the computer generated stuff. I mean, these were 2 actresses working on a sound stage. Everything was done post-production. Effects were literally painted in by the special effects team. You know, when they actually had pyrotechnics and things like that. They did it old school. I mean, this is a monument to old school. You know, and if I'm not mistaken, that Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, when they filmed, Electra Woman and Dyna Girl filmed in one set and one soundstage, and then right across the hall they filmed room 222. So the way they had it staggered out, and Deidre Hall, I think right after she did this show, she had gotten the role on One Life to Live, yeah, it was One Life. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't One Life to Live. It was All My Children. No, was it All My Children? Damn, maybe it was All My Children. No, I'm sorry, it was Days of Our Lives. Yeah, it's like, sorry, it's like, got my soapies confused there for a moment. Been a while. I mean, remember a lot of mornings sitting there with Grandma, and, you know, she'd have to have her breakfast, and, you know, it's like, we'd all be sitting there with our cup of coffees, you know, figuring out what was going on, getting the blow-by-blow on the soapies, you know, and you kind of get sucked into that shit after a while. So I used to know them all, so, but, you know, it's gotten a little rusty. I mean, hey, little GH now and again, and, you know, I'm a happy man. But anyway, and GH means General Hospital, not whatever else you're thinking. I mean, no, it does not mean glory hole, so let's put that to rest right now. Rumors. Anyway, where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, right across the hall was the soundstage where they filmed Room 222. And they filmed Electra Woman and Dyna Girl right immediately on the other side. So what Judy Strangis would do, she would spend like half the day filming Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, and then she would spend the other half of the day across the hall filming Room 222. And so she would put in some pretty long days. I mean, in some days like 13, 14-hour days, you know, because she would almost have 2 full 8-hour days, one on Electra Woman and Dyna Girl and one on Room 222. And Deidre Hall had other TV projects that she was doing, and in her interview with Comic Book Express, Judy Strangis said that when I believe it was when her nephew was born, she was still doing Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, and she actually showed up in the hospital, at the hospital to watch her nephew being born, or to be there to witness her nephew being born, wearing the complete Dyna Girl outfit, because rather than just go through, you know, changing clothes, she just jumped in her car and sped over to the hospital and got there, I think, just in time, with a few minutes to spare before her nephew or her niece was born. And I actually found out that a fan was able to have retrieved that outfit, with the exception of the boots. The boots were lost, but they did get the full outfit, with the exception of the boots, and somebody sent it to Judy Strangis, and she actually has that on display in her home, I believe, which is really kind of cute. I mean, it's amazing what fans will go through, you know, for the actresses or actors that they love and adore, and just like. I mean, we've all done it. I mean, I've been to a lot of conventions, standing in line for hours to meet a particular idol or someone that I'm really, big fanboy with. But, you know, that's what we do. That's fan culture. I mean, but a neat little bit of trivia there, you know. And if you can, look up Judy Strangis on Google. Try to find some of her work. She's a really talented actress, along with Deirdre Hall, and even Markie Post. I mean, Markie Post, you hear the name Markie Post, what do you think of? 80s television. You think of Night Court. You think of The Fall Guy. You think of Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And she did quite a lot of other things, and a lot of character work. She even did the movie, she was in the movie Something About Mary, playing, Ben Stiller's prom date's mother, when he gets his junk caught in his zipper, you know, the Franks and the Beans, that bit. Yeah, it's like, we all remember that one. That was another good movie. Laugh my ass off with that. So, you know, just to wrap this up, I mean, the 70s, late 70s and early 80s Saturday morning television was a golden era. I mean, no concept was taboo, really. I mean, they had your staples, you know, Super Friends, Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four. They all had series in the late 70s and early 80s. Some really good animation there, too. You know, I can recall camping out in front of watching Super Friends, you know. That was Saturday morning, you know. It's like, you know, that was what made life worth living is, you know, we busted our asses in school Monday through Friday just to get Saturday off to sit in front of the TV with our big bowl of cereal, our waffle sandwiches, or, you know, how many people used to take their bowl of cereals and put like sneak five or six cookies in there, you know, and cover them up with the cereal and the milk so mom didn't get mad. And, you know, that was a big treat. But then they'd wonder why half the bag of cookies was gone all of a sudden. You know, brings back a lot of memories for Brother Jack. And, you know, me and Brother James would, you know, that was basically our time. We would sit there, you know, with our eyes glued to the TV, and, you know, and then Saturday night you had your favorite horror host running his late night movies. Ours was Count Gordeval in Washington, D.C., where we grew up, or just outside of it. But, you know, again, great memories. And, you know, now that, you know, Brother Jack is older, wiser, and, well, Brother Jack is a lot older, and, you know, it's like you've reached that point where, you know, you start contemplating, you know, your own shuffling off this mortal coil. You start wanting to look back on, you start finding yourself looking back more and more on those times and really missing them. You know, the 80s were a great decade. Great music, great TV. Reagan was in office and nobody fucked with America. You know, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I kind of miss that shit. But anyway, next week we're going to bring you some more great movie badness. I mean, you know, you never know what we're going to come up with. And we're going to leave that for a surprise. But, you know, we hope you enjoyed tonight's feature, the unaired pilot of Electra Woman and Dyna Girl from 2001, starring Markie Post. So, on behalf of myself, Brother James, Inferna, Dahlia, Lady Torrid, Sin, Ash, Dr. Sangria, and the rest of the gang here at the Monastery of Mayhem, I'm Brother Jack Angry saying, watch horror hosts, y'all, and let's keep America on top. Good night and unpleasant dreams.